welcome. Is everybody having a great Comic-Con so far? Thank you for being here. I don't know what we'll talk about. We have nothing prepared and nothing to promote. So this week, ladies and gentlemen, we got a brand new movie coming out called Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. And this fool is unbelievably wonderful in the movie, man. When I come to these things, I tend to hog the mic for a while.
Yes.
In real life, the roles of Jay and Silent Bob are kind of switched. I talk a lot and he makes a lot of faces in the real world and shit, but today, I'm gonna let him talk and I'm gonna try not to fucking say anything. I'm gonna go Silent Bob so we can actually hear from Jason Mewes. Ladies and gentlemen, the guy who's been playing Jay for 25 years. Jason Mewes!
Thank you. Whoa! What am I talking about? Is this not a Q&A, it's just chatting?
We can Q&A, but just...
We can Q&A. But anyway, I'm super stoked to be here, man. I love comic book conventions in general. I really do. I try to go to as many that I can. I love shopping around. You might have seen me out there before. I came early so I could walk the floor and check out some stuff. This one's amazing, and it's close to my home, so that's always good. But I do appreciate.
Why I'm the one that always talks, ladies and gentlemen.
Why? I'm telling the truth, man.
You
I'm telling my
telling
heart.
the truth.
LA. I'm excited to be here.
Truth. Tell me your truth.
I'm excited you guys are here for the movie. We've been doing this for the last like 10 days. We've been doing a bunch of press for the movie. I'm super stoked that it's coming out, and then we get to go on the tour. So it's like we got this build up for me personally. Talking for myself. It's like the last 10 days been like, wake up at 7, go here and do this interview, do this panel, do this stage thing. And then the movie premieres, and I'm gonna be like, yes, Monday night. And then we go on tour for 62 shows, correct? So 62, 65, we get to watch the movie with peeps, and then do a Q&A afterwards. Fathom events, we're also doing 15, 17. This is really cool. Sorry, I gotta show this while I'm here, because I have not personally seen this in person, because no one ever gave me one. But I'm so excited I finally have another motherfucker. Because this oh, we could curse, right, maybe? This guy, yeah, there's kids in the room. This guy has like 6 pops now. We had Jay and Bob way back. This one, thank you. Right, so we had this one, and which was super exciting for me to have. And then they I guess discontinued them or put them in the vault, they call it. They're hard to get, I guess. And then Kevin came out another one, and then another one, and then another one, and another one, and no more Mewes. But now we have the Blunt Man in Crime.
Where can they find that? Anywhere?
You can find this at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash.
No,
I'm just kidding. No. I don't know where you can find this. Where did you find this?
Stores. FYE, they put them up online and they sold out instantly, so I think you have to go into the stores to find them at this point, but they're going pretty fast. I see a bunch of people have them in the crowd and stuff. Yeah. If you catch us, I'm happy to tag them. And like you said, I've been popped many times, so I walk very quickly.
Yes.
We are doing something kind of special, ladies and gentlemen, right after this. The suitcase is on stage because we brought our outfits, man, our Jay and Silent Bob. That's right, you're not the only ones that can fucking cosplay, we're doing it too. After we're done with the panel, we're gonna go over to the Quick Stop. There's a pop-up Quick Stop, and we're all gonna take a picture together, man. We'll be in our costumes, you'll be in yours, and we'll memorialize the day. It's a big weekend for us, man, with the movie coming out, but more importantly, on Monday morning, me and Jay are putting our hands in the cement at the Chinese Theater.
Super stoked about that.
Oh my
God.
Thank you. It starts at like 10:30 in the morning. It's open to anybody. Feel free. My mom's flying in for it and stuff. My whole family, because when I was a kid, I was 9 years old. Me and my mom, my dad, my brother and sister, they took us on a train cross country and shit. We were poor, so we couldn't fly anywhere. We took like a long journey cross country to come to California, because I always loved the entertainment business. I loved Hollywood and stuff. And we didn't have an internet back then or even cable TV, so the only way you could interact with that stuff was like if they did a section, entertainment section on the news at night, or in the newspaper, like the arts and leisure section. Or you could read like movie magazines and shit. So we came out here when I was 9, 1979, and I got a picture that my dad took of me and my brother, like kneeling in front of R2-D2 and C-3PO's footprints. They had just kind of went into the cement at the Chinese. This is like back in the 70s, 1979. So now, 40 years after we took that picture, we're gonna put our handprints in the cement, man. Pretty sweet. And if we're lucky, I think our real estate is gonna be right next to our boy, the amazing Stan Lee. So
I'm gonna try, I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'm gonna try to stream it live on my Twitch channel. It's JAYMEWES. I have a backpack Kevin got me, and I'm gonna try to stream it live, the whole handprint ceremony. I just gotta see if someone can work it for me because I'm gonna be doing this. So, JAYMEWES, Twitch.
The big question on the floor though is Jay has a daughter. Logan, named for Wolverine, of course.
Stick.
She's 4.5, is kind of where the movie came from. Like Jay, I've been standing next to professionally and personally for over 30 years and whatnot. So he's the guy we always made fun of as the least responsible person on the planet. You wouldn't trust him with a carton of eggs, let alone a human fucking being and stuff. Let alone a little human being. So like the thought of him being a dad was always like, yeah, right, him. Then he became a dad in real life, and he's hands down the best dad I've ever seen. That's not even hype. That includes myself as a father. That includes my own father and stuff. He's a really incredible looking kid, and like, you know, it's not hard to be a good parent. You just keep these fuckers alive and stuff. And that was my job, and I kept mine alive. She's 20 now, and I'm proud of myself. But it's more than that with him and the kid. It's not just like I'm being her dad. He actually like relates to her, and you know, he's entertaining. He's been entertaining me for years. He's been entertaining people in movies for years. Could you imagine having a one-man dedicated J Mewes show 24/7, that's what she's got. And all the shit that he says, like snoogans and snoochie booch, that's baby talk, so she fucking loves it. So I've watched him, like, over the course of a few years be this amazing father, man. Like, and I was sad that I went first, that I had a kid long before he did, because I wish he had gone first. I would have seen how to do it better and be like, oh, it's about relating to the kid. Could be because he's 45 and she's 4 and they meet on the exact same maturity level for some reason. But it's really quite beautiful. And so I started saying, like, if this is like what you're like in the real life, what would Jay be like as a dad? And that's where Jay and Silent Bob Reboot came from. So while we go to our handprint ceremony tomorrow, there's a question on the floor that I'm all for. I think he's all for, but like, well, let's ask these folks. So if you go and you look at the prints and stuff, there's hands and feet and that's about it.
Yeah.
Jay wants to put his dick in this.
My balls.
Just teabagging.
Teabag immortalized.
It's not that. We're putting our hands in the cement, and you know, you put your hands like next to each other, so you go here, display. All right, so even if he puts them together, there's a distance here, there's space. So I said, bring Logan, his daughter, and let her put her handprint right there. He's all for it, man, but then the concern, what is
the boss said no.
Who's the boss?
My wife said. My wife's concerned that Logan will be overwhelmed because it'll almost be like if we brought her up here right now with the cameras and everyone saying like hello and such. Because I guess the event is like people will be there and such. So she's just worried that if she's there and she gets overwhelmed that she'll like, we're gonna put too much on her and she'll be like, woo! And like maybe like run off or something, I don't know. So that's her concern.
She won't run off, you just stick her in the fucking cement.
And I love it.
Nobody's
like,
ever done that.
Right? She's like, help!
People are looking at handprints and there's a child who's like 25 still there and shit.
But she also said she didn't earn this.
She didn't earn this. That's what Jordan said about
Yeah, she's like,
Logan.
she didn't earn this. You did. I'm like, thank you.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't earn it either. We've just been around long enough. We've survived.
No, she is nervous about that. Like, it's like, hey, we're going there. There's a whole event. What if she like gets overwhelmed and stuff?
I say do it though, because for the rest of your life, like, we live not too far from the Chinese theater. Like, it's kind of within walking distance from your house. Take about half hour or something like that. 7-2, no. We're very close enough. The kid's 4.
Yeah.
And she's barely aware of like what we do. She sees the pops and action figures, and she's like, "Why the fuck are you guys this?" But
this is a daddy doll.
Yeah,
an Uncle Kevin doll.
She assumes all adults have dolls of themselves and stuff like that. So she's gonna become aware, hyper aware of what you do. Like when my kid was little, when Harley was a baby, like and all the way up to like, you know, maybe the tween years, she worshipped Jennifer, my wife Jennifer. Jennifer hung the moon. I was okay. I was just dad and shit. Give me money. I was like, here you go. She's like, you're all right. So, but, you know, I would always tell my wife, I was like, enjoy this now, man, because the moment she figures out what I do for a living, she's gonna love me more, you know? And that's what's gonna happen, and it did happen. That's what's gonna happen with your kid. Like, she's gonna age up and be like, holy shit, this fucking fool is famous, man. And like, and he's got his hands in the goddamn cement. And also, she could go there her whole life.
Yeah.
And her little fucking hamburger.
I agree. I would be upset if someone told me, like, it'd be like if your dad, if your brother said, hey, when you went to do the handprints, when you and I went there, the guy came out and said, you're cute little kid, put your handprints in, and your dad's like, no.
Because he's like, it's a pedophile. Run, son, run.
No, but when you bumped
you sure are cute, little kid.
No, I wasn't going there. I'm saying, what if he said you could put your handprint and then you found out that you were told no? Wouldn't you be bummed?
I'd be baffled. I would be absolutely baffled as to why they said no.
Yeah, like your mom's like, because.
Right.
Because you didn't deserve it, little punk.
I'd wind up on a therapist's couch going, we could have been in the fucking cement.
I think she would find it exciting years later, and then if she finds out that she had the chance and didn't get it done. But maybe she won't care. Maybe she'll be like, I'm glad. She'll be like, I wouldn't want my hands by your shitty hands that are over yourself. Because I fart, pick my nose, cry.
You cry with your hands?
Touch my boobies. Swim, jump, love, snooch to the news.
Wait a second. Is there an ASL sign for snooch to the nooch? I saw you do one. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. That's, what does this mean? Smoking.
Oh, all right. How about Boo Boo Kitty? Mewes is the click commander.
I bet you had no idea you were going to learn some shit today. It's another language, man.
I'm excited about it, though. I really am. To me, it is. I honestly feel like it's as surreal to me as if someone said, "You're winning an Oscar for this new movie Reboot." I'd be like, "No, you're lying."
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Exactly. It's never something I thought would happen or could happen or a possibility. From Clerks all the way till now, I was like, "There's no way I'll ever win an Oscar. There's no way." And
you could win one like a posthumous Oscar.
Hey, I did win a Gemini though for Best Comedy Ensemble in Canada. Canada is a Gemini. Thanks. You know.
Well, first you have to explain what the Gemini is.
Oh, sorry. Gemini is like a Grammy, right?
No.
No, Grammy's music?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's more like an Emmy.
Emmy, thank you. Emmy.
He's like, I'm a star in the Canadian music industry. Yes, he won a Canadian version of the Emmy for which show?
For Todd in the Book of Pure Evil. So we got that show got nominated for 6 Geminis, which is like an Emmy out here, and it won 1 out of the 6 Best Comedy Ensemble. And I have a little Gemini award. It's pretty awesome. I also got Best Speaker for the Year in Canada, which someone, speaking of speakers...
I'm just saying, like, if they give you Best Speaker in Canada, it's a low fucking bar. Here you go, eh? You talk good. Thanks, yos. You guys are all right.
Exactly. So I love it. I love Canada. Fuck it, I'm moving there. No, but again, it is. I never for 1 second in my head thought, well, one day I could win an Emmy or a Oscars.
I didn't think you could win awards, but I thought, I always figured we'd go very far with you. I've known Jason, like I said, for a long, long time. And before we made the movies, he was just a kid that we knew from town. Like, he wasn't even my friend. He was Brian and Walter's friend, the 2 guys from Comic Book Men. Brian and Walter, rest in peace, Comic Book Men. Brian and Walter worked at the Recreation Center, and I worked with them for like a year. All weird. Me, Brian, Walter, and Jason Mewes all met in the service of caring for children. So he was one of the children that would come to the Recreation Center.
The children are
It was in this case. He would come to the rec center. There's an after-school program, latchkey kids. Like if your parents were working or some shit, when you were done with school, you'd come down, hang out at the Recreation Center, and we play kickball with them and shit, play pool with them, whip some pudding at them, and send them home at like 6 o'clock. So he was one of the kids, and Brian and Walter started like telling stories about him after work. They'd be like, oh my God, Mewes, he was so funny, he said this shit. I was like, Jay Mewes? That little dirty boy? Didn't he? I heard he fucked a dog once or something. You heard a lot of things about him and shit. And then they're like, yeah, no, he's fucking funny and shit. And I was all insecure because I was their new funny friend. And suddenly they had a newer, funnier friend. And then we were on our way one Sunday to a comic book show up in Manhattan, a Fred Greenberg show and stuff, big comic book con. No panels and shit, more just comic book sales, comic book show, less convention. So I was gonna drive up because Walter didn't have his license yet. He waited to get his license till he was like 25. And Brian didn't want to bring his car into the city. So I was designated driver, and I love driving in Manhattan and shit. We show up to Brian's house, and all of a sudden there's Jason Mewes. And they're like, he's coming with us. And I was like, I'm not fucking transporting this minor across state lines. Like, we're in New Jersey, that's New York. Fuck it, I'm not bringing this kid. And Brian's like, well, I'll drive. And then he goes shotgun and jumps in the front of the car. And the whole ride up, he's sitting there making his jokes like, Snoochie Boochie, Snooch, Snoogans. And they're like, ha, ha, ha. And I'm sitting in the back like, he ain't so fucking funny. So they lost interest in him over time. And he would just kind of roll by my house. Like one day my mom was like, that dirty boy is at the front door. And it's a dirty boy. And I was like, oh my God, it's fucking Mewes. And I went, what are you doing here? And he goes, what are we doing today? And I said, we don't do anything. Like we're friends with Brian and Walter. We're not friends like together. We know each other through them. So we don't hang out. We're not friends. And he's like, oh, all right, what are we doing today? So he became mine. I inherited him. And like my youthful ward and shit like that. And he was just so crazy original, a true American original. I'd never met anybody like him and still haven't to this day. And I would always be like, you're fucking funny, man. Somebody should put you in a movie or something. I would love to see if you're funny outside of New Jersey. Maybe you're just Jersey funny or some such shit. And then years later, I decided, oh my God, I want to make a movie. And I turned to him instantly and was like, I'm gonna make a movie, I'm gonna put you in it. And he's like, why? And I was like, because I've been saying for years, somebody should put you in a movie, and I think I'm that fucking somebody. And I did, and we've been running this fucking tired shit for 25 years because of him. Proof positive, ladies and gentlemen. If you find like a really good friend in life, there ain't nothing you can't fucking do. Well, you can't gross $100 million at the box office, but other than that, there's really not much you can't fucking do together. We've gone so far. The only reason I get to stick my hands in the cement is because 30 plus years ago, he was like, snoogin'. Out of here, and then we'll go get changed and take pictures at the quick stop. So that's the full itinerary for the next 20 minutes to a half hour. But who's got control of video clip? Can we roll that? There's a lot of folks responsible for getting us here today, or for making that movie, aside from like me and him and the people that made the movie with us. His wife, Jordan, is our producer. She almost single-handedly put it together with our other producer, Liz Destro and whatnot. But are there any Legion M people in the audience? The Legion M folks were a part of our production, man. We got to make our movie because of you, so thank you very much. If you haven't joined Legion M, folks, throw in. They're doing wonderful things. They did wonderful fucking things for us. All right, let's find out what people want to know. You're tall, you look like Mario. You got to project, man, as long as I can hear you. Go ahead. What did we both think of Joker?
I have not seen Joker yet. I have not went to the movies in a while, and next time I do go to the movies, because we've been doing this, and I have a 4-year-old, and when we like had one babysitter night, we were gonna go see Downton Abbey, and then the kid,
what the fuck happened to you, man?
I'm excited, bro.
You could go see a Joker movie, and you're like, I want to see that Butler picture, man. I want to see them ring them bells.
I had to see Downton Abbey first, then Joker with the lady. Because the Joker, I think, is a movie Kevin and I will watch on the road or something, you know. Downton Abbey is something I gotta watch with the wife, you know, so I could put the popcorn and we could like, boom, doom, 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 doom.
Is that the theme song?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get him, Matthew, get him!
Have you ever tried to fuck to the theme from Downton Abbey?
Oh, I wish. No,
Let's see it.
I haven't.
Let's see it.
You know, that's like the bells when they ring for the people.
I think we all understand. I have not yet. We've been busy on the cell, so I haven't had a chance yet. My kid was also like, the first weekend, she was like, you can't go, you're gonna get killed. I was like, the only killing's gonna happen is at the box office, and they fucking totally did and shit. So, Will, like you said, we start the tour next week, man, and we got, every day we're watching our movie, so in the morning in some other city, I imagine we're gonna kick back and watch that movie, which I can't wait to see. I've not, honestly, heard a bad, shitty, negative thing about it, cynical thing about it. Everyone I've seen are like, even people that don't want to like it are like, in spite of myself, that's a fucking fantastic movie. So it sounds like it's doing amazing. Here we go. Right there, holding up the book.
It's for a question, not for the book.
Yeah.
I think he's like, sign it.
Do you have a question or no? That's no question whatsoever. Moving over here, go ahead.
Sorry, guys.
Kevin, what do you think of Scorsese's comments that Marvel movies are not cinema?
What did I think of Scorsese's comments that Marvel movies are not cinema? I love 1 minute paddle. What's that all about?
She showed it, but you weren't watching, so I went and got it for you.
Fair enough. It didn't bother me in the least. Martin Scorsese is absolutely entitled to his opinion on cinema. If there's one thing he knows, it's cinema. And he's been saying variations of that about mainstream blockbuster movies for years. He was kind of in the same mindset for like the big 80s action movies and the 90s action movies as well. So it's not, I'm not like, what? This is so surprising. It seems very on brand with him. However, I would point out that Martin Scorsese made a movie about the biggest superhero that ever lived, Jesus, the Last Temptation of Christ. So it's technically his end game. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin, sign my press badge.
Say again?
Sign my press badge.
If you can find
So
me.
everybody's trying to get the sign stuff. I would love to sign stuff, but I don't want to
Question right there. Go ahead.
From the question, the Q&A.
Question, go.
Do you think that, you know, seeing how your film up, that the people at the Academy, you know, might think the same way as Scorsese?
Do I think the people at the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences think the same way as Martin Scorsese? In as much as like they all like quality movies and shit, they're all committed to filmmaking, but I don't think they echo down the line what he thinks about comic book movies. I mean, you know, he said Marvel movies, but I think we all know he was talking about comic book movies in general, right? I think this is a weird year because I think we're about to see a comic book movie sweep the fucking awards, including Best Actor. So more legitimacy you see, you'll see the door getting opened wider and wider for more and more movies to get in. I don't think there's a bias against comic book movies, if that's the question.
Do you have a question? Are you jumping around? Yes.
Question.
You and then him, and we're done.
Can you all be our new best friends? Oh my God, absolutely, of course. Thank you. What are my 2 favorite cameos of Jay and Silent Bob in all the movies?
All the movies you've done. Which one's your favorite?
I mean, it wasn't strictly a Jay and Silent Bob cameo. It was more of a Kevin and Jason thing. But did you ever see Fanboys? We for some wonderful reason, like, they had a day where they're like, hey, we're doing pickups. Do you guys want to come be in the flick? And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, what are we doing? They're like, anything you want. And I was like, oh, I know. And so I love it because to this day, I love the moment where I'm like, nice, right? Womanly. That one I love, and what was the other one I really dug? Us in the Degrassi universe, when we got to... Yeah, I mean, it led to us eventually being in a Drake video and shit. But when we were just in Degrassi, like, that was pretty magical. And they let us kind of come in and play with the main characters and stuff like that, and make a fake movie in the movie, Jay and Silent Bob Build Canadian A, which after Reboot, maybe we'll fucking make for real, man. No, we got some shit to do right after Reboot. Next up, we're gonna do Clerks 3 and Mallrats 2. Okay!
Yeah.
I'm getting the hook, ladies and gentlemen. This is all I want to say. This week, October 15th, October 17th, see the movie at a Fathom Events theater near you. Go to fathomevents.com to get tickets. If you don't catch it there, catch us while we're on the road, the Reboot Roadshow tour, and then the movie opens in every city that we tour the movie throughout. We're going to be on the road for like 6 months, but our LA show is December 12th, man, which I can't wait to come home and watch it with everybody who's going. Thank you so much for 25 years of support for this. That's the only reason we get to keep going, is because of you, man. Thank you to the good folks at Legion M at the LA Comic-Con. Meet us over at Quick Stop. We're going to take a big picture, man. I love you all. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We're not done. And currently, we're taking a picture. I'm sorry. I was like, fuck off, but we're not done. Here we go. Come this way.
Nicole. Nice seeing you again.
Who put the finger up? Thank you, everybody. We'll see you later on. We'll see you in the Quick Stop.